Let me ask you this question. How many times have you struggled with constantly coming up with new ad ideas for your jewelry brand that actually work and that actually deliver a profitable return on ad spend? My promise for this video is that by the end we finish here, you'll have 3 complete new ad concepts or ideas that you can use further for both testing or scaling your ad campaigns. Starting with number 1. This is what I call the identity-driven ad creative. By talking to everybody, you talk to nobody.
Same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we.
As you can see in this particular ad, what they are trying to do is they are trying to talk to men who are both into baseball and jewelry. By talking to one niche, you position yourself or your brand as an authority for that niche.
Authority.
The biggest tip that I can give you is once you picked the market, this niche, then you stay and you commit to this niche for an extended period of time. The last thing you want to do is you want to jump from one niche to another one every single week or month or quarter. So for all of this said, what we can see is that while we are showing our jewelry, what we want to also portray is our ideal customer with the physical traits, similar characteristics, how he plays baseball as well.
What do you do? I used to play baseball.
For this creative, what I noticed is that the details matter a lot. Not in vain is said that the devil is in the details. Even the background audio can make a huge impact onto your return on ad spend for this particular ad creative. Understanding your customer in and out, understanding what kind of songs they listen to, understanding how they are into this hobby, what exactly they do, how they play, in this case baseball, can make a huge impact onto your return on ad spend.
You will get rich.
Moving on to the second creative, this is going to be a slideshow where we're going to show multiple best-selling products or multiple products from a particular category or style. And I'm going to explain a little bit more in depth about that. But before that, a lot of people think that slideshows, they don't really work very well. Usually I notice they might work much better than a stable image for the jewelry niche. Of course, every single business is different, so you want to give it a try and see how that will perform for your brand. Do not use more than 5 because what I noticed, usually more than 5 will be too confusing.
I don't understand.
Because they are overwhelmed and they don't know what kind of product to choose from. Another test with a slideshow format that I would recommend giving a try is changing the category of the product. So if, for example, you are selling bold, elegant, classic jewelry, then just put the bold products in the slideshow. Or another slideshow is gonna be just with the classic jewelry. Test those categories among each other and see which one performs the best and then stick to that. Or you can also test different categories. So you could have only bracelets or only rings or only pendants in that slideshow. Ad creative number 3. And by far, I've seen that this one, if you nailed it correctly, it can work for a long period of time. Usually the problem with many ads is that you launch it, it works for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, then it gets fatigued and it starts underperforming and you have to do it all over again.
And starts it all over again.
However, with this creative, if you nailed it, if you do it in the right way, then you could forecast that one could perform very well for a long period of time while getting you a profitable return on ad spend. Indeed, it requires time and more effort to create it, but the reward will pay off. This is what I call a full funnel ad. Now, quick story before I show you the framework of how this works. I never paid attention to the details, to how I look, what I wear, but then over time, I more suggested videos on YouTube from men who kind of like show you how to dress up, how to look better, how to be more confident. And the first times I kind of like ignored that. I didn't really pay that much attention to it.
I don't care about any of that shit!
But because I got more and more suggested videos of that and I started watching more and more and more, I realized the importance of dressing up or showing yourself, presenting yourself in a much more sophisticated way, especially record videos or create content. After a certain period of time, I understood how important it is to present yourself properly. This story will teach you two things. Your customers will not get the value of your product from the first impression. Usually people do not even notice your offer, your product from the first touch point. That's why you always want to keep retargeting them. You want to always keep being in front of them over and over, because that's how you educate them of the importance of your product.
It's very smart.
And the second thing, by educating people through statistics or through constantly, they will start being more intrigued or curious about the products that you sell that they initially weren't interested at all. And that is the cornerstone of getting someone to your website and then eventually convert that person. Now I'm gonna pull up an example from a jewelry brand where they are using this full funnel ad, and you will see how the entire framework that I explained so far they are using in this ad. So let's check this out.
Most attractive things a guy can wear. Jewelry. Boys who wear jewelry pull. Okay, they do. Good cologne.
You guys already know I'm good for both of those. I'll give you guys one of each and I'll make sure they don't break the bank. Even for the jewelry, she even says it doesn't have to be anything crazy. But something we do see a lot is guys wearing fake jewelry, and you do not want to do that. I'm not even kidding, there's a scientific study on how fake jewelry can actually lower your self-confidence. That's why I keep mine simple with rose gold black. It's super minimalistic and it definitely doesn't break the bank. People always say quality over quantity. Well, yeah, you can have quantity of quality. Now, as far as cologne goes, you cannot go wrong with Prada alone. This is one of the few colognes you can wear to literally anything. Whether it's at school, the office, a formal event, date night. Go follow me on Instagram because your boy is fresh off another band.
Now, besides the call to action, everything we're doing is right. The call to action, however, is a little bit off because at the end of the day, you say follow on Instagram.
Could be better.
I would instead encourage people to go to the website and purchase the product. But besides that, everything is great. In the beginning, we have a girl who says that most hot things that men could wear is jewelry. Now, the ones who are not into fashion and thinks this is not that important, having a woman who says that, and if they have a goal to attract the opposite gender, they instantly will be much more intrigued to watch the whole video. Sexy. The second thing that they do correctly is when they educate further the potential customer about how jewelry, the right type of jewelry, could enhance the confidence of them. They don't want you to buy fake jewelry because there are statistics, and this guy says that actually could decrease your confidence if you take fake jewelry. And like I said, after you do all these things right and you incorporate a call to action way, encourage people to go to your website and check your products, you will see a much higher increase in conversions. Especially that this one talks to such a broad audience, you will see that this ad creative can work for a very long time. Something to keep in mind is that when you are launching these ads, even the ones that I illustrated with you today, people will always ask themselves how this jewelry brand is different from the other jewelry labels out there. Now, differentiating yourself from all the other jewelry brands out there is a skill that involves different techniques and strategies. And all of those strategies, I share them in this video over here. Click on it right now and I'll talk to you very soon.